Goliath stood on the opposite hillside and called out,
I dare you to find one man to fight me. If he can beat me, we will become your slaves. But if I win, you will all become our slaves.
Goliath was over 7 feet tall and wore bronze armor that weighed about 125 pounds. He carried a spear as big as a fence post. The iron head on his spear weighed about 15 pounds. A soldier walked in front of him carrying his shield. The Israelite army was afraid. For 40 days, Goliath made the same challenge. Even Israel's mightiest warriors trembled when he came out. But far across the country was a young man named David. Too young to even join the army, he was the youngest of 8 brothers and had the humblest job on the farm, taking care of the sheep. David was a good worker. He cared for the sheep, protecting them from wild animals, and often when he was alone in the fields, he would play his harp and sing, worshiping the Lord. One day, David's dad called for him. Take this grain and these 10 loaves of bread to your 3 eldest brothers in the camp, and take these 10 cheeses to the commanding officer. Find out how your brothers are doing. David took the food to the officer in charge of supplies and ran to the battlefield to see his brothers. As he was talking with them, Goliath came forward and challenged the Israelites again. When the Israelites saw Goliath, they ran away in terror. David went to the king. Don't worry about the Philistine, I'll kill him. King Saul said, You're just a boy, and he's been a warrior all his life. David told him, When a bear came to the flock to steal a sheep, I went after it, and I killed it with a club. I've killed bears and lions. The God who rescued me from wild animals will rescue me from the Philistine. Go, and God be with you, King Saul said. David didn't wear the armor the king offered him. Instead, he picked up 5 smooth stones and went to face the giant. Goliath walked out with his shield bearer ahead of him. He laughed when he saw the young shepherd.
Am I a dog? He roared at David, that you come at me with a stick?
He cursed David by the names of his gods.
Come here and I'll feed your flesh to the birds and the wild animals.
David replied to the Philistine, You come to me with sword, spear, and javelin, and I come to you in the name of the Lord of heaven's armies, the God of the armies of Israel, who you have defied. As Goliath moved closer to attack, David ran out to meet him. Reaching into his shepherd's bag and taking out a stone, he hurled it with his sling and hit the Philistine on the forehead. The stone sank in and Goliath stumbled and fell face down on the ground. David defeated Goliath with a sling and a stone, but he had no sword. So David ran over and pulled the Goliath's sword from his sheath. David used it to kill him and cut off his head. Because David trusted God, he defeated the giant. An ordinary shepherd became a mighty hero in Israel.